Anybody remembers the song, War? What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, right? Everybody know this song?
Yeah. That was a song?
Yeah, the song, yeah. From the time of the cavemen, yeah, the song. Very old.
Who sings it?
No shower.
The problem is we're always at war. We're always at war, whether we are at war internally, or we're at war with one another, with countries, and so on and so forth. And we all supposedly want peace. Peace is the world. Right? And the time for peace is right now. However, for whatever reason, we all talk about it, it never happens. And let's see why, because I do believe that has to do with maybe closing the year and looking forward to the new year. And I'll explain to you the following. In Hebrew, the word peace, if you take it and translate it into English, which we spoke about many, many times, the word shalom does not refer to peace. Shalom refers to, if we will translate it into English, it will be more equivalent or more appropriate to use the term harmony than peace. And I think by mistake that we make, we lose a chance to actually have what we call peace. And I'll tell you why. The famous example about the difference between peace and harmony. So let's say, for example, we are all musicians in a band. We have a whole entire philharmonic orchestra with, I don't know how many, 50 pieces, 100 pieces, whatever amount of people there, playing. Now, for example, Yeshua and I, we're in peace with each other. Yeshua, you like me? I like me too, right? And so on and so forth. We're in peace. Whatever. He plays, what do you play?
The cello.
Cello. Cello, yo-yo ma. He plays the cello, right? And I'll play whatever I play. I play on the nerves, whatever instrument I play, I don't know what I'm playing. But I'm in peace with him. We all kumbaya. He's holding like this, I'm hugging him, we love each other. But we're not playing the same tune, or in the same beat, or the same harmony, whatever it is. So it sounds like cacophony. It's horrible. Imagine 100 people, each one playing to their own thing. Of course, that's why you need the conductor to put everybody together. And then there's the semiconductor, but that's a different one. But you need to have some kind of organization, some kind of a format to put together. Now, for example, it could be that I absolutely don't get along with him, because I am the first violin, and he always wants to overdo me with his darn cello. But we don't get along with each other. But we're playing in harmony. We listen to the conductor, we're playing in harmony, and that is very good, and it sounds like $1 million. It sounds beautiful. It sounds like divine music. At that point, we have harmony with each other. And then we said, you know what, we're playing so well together, who cares about what we're doing? Mm-hmm. You like me, I don't like you, it's fine. It's all for the band. It comes the conductor, says, listen, Mr. Cello, you're going to have your section. Mr. First Violin, you're going to have your section. And whatever it is, and then the product is beautiful. So why can't we have, for example, what we call peace with one another? I do believe it's because we don't have internal harmony with each other. And why don't I have internal harmony with myself? Because mainly I haven't bothered looking into who is that self of mine. Who am I? I don't know who I am. Do I know what I want? Is what I think I want, is it really mine? Or is it a product of the society, of this great matrix that told me that that's what I want? But maybe I don't really want it. I'll give you an example. How about coding? Coding is a good field to be in, right? To do coding is terrific field. Both of my daughters, I have a few of them, but let's say two of my daughters, but one of them especially, was really superior in her coding. She's really out of the box kind of girl, She thinks completely, different. She's very innovative, very, she's very good in coding. She creates robots and all the time things. She presented to major companies like 500. She even met with the what's the name, the owner of Uber. With one of the ideas. Terrific. However, her real passion is to do what? Fashion. Passion for fashion. So everybody told her, "What are you, crazy? Are you gonna leave coding for fashion?" And I said to her, "Yeah, hell yeah. Why not? That's what you like. That's what you really like. That's what you makes you happy." And she says, "Yes, I guess I'll do it." You need to be in peace with yourself, because if I am not in harmony with myself, how can I be in harmony with him? Maybe e-harmony, but I cannot be in harmony with him. I can't be in harmony with him if I'm not internally in harmony with myself. I need to know what I want. Forget about what society tells you it's worth it or not worth it, profitable or not profitable. It doesn't make a difference how much money you make. It makes a difference how much you are in harmony with yourself. The more you deny yourself, the less of harmony you're going to have inside of you. You need to know, and you need to be brave. Don't listen to the people who put fear in your head. How are you going to make a living? How are you going to put money kids in yeshiva? Don't worry about these things. You don't make decisions for the billionth time. You don't make decisions out of fear. So in order to be in harmony with my neighbor, to love my neighbor like I love myself, how do you expect me to love my fellow Jew like I love myself? If I don't really like myself. I don't like what I do. I hate it. I'm torn inside. I'm suffering from how should I say it? From a very severe case of cognitive dissonance, of internal lack of happiness. Tier 1. I'm out there. It becomes a disorder. I don't know what I want, and I'm not brave enough. And that inside kills me. It tears me apart. Because I can't do what I want. But let me ask you a question. Who's putting a gun to your head and forcing you to do those things? Nobody besides your fears. Nobody besides your insecurities. So this year is coming to an end. And by the way, if you want to, one of the reasons that we cannot do our job is to become light to the nations is because we internally also not happy, because we know that we are not living life the way we should. And the way to do so, by the way, that's why I want to do the shiur tonight, not this morning, is because our conductor that puts everybody together is the Torah. That's what puts the harmony between us. Kin'at sofrim tarbeh chokhmah. When the rabbis are so-called sharpening each other, and the description that the Gemara uses is like two swords, clashing with each other. By this clash, they're actually sharpening one another. Metal to metal, they're sharpening one another. The sparks are flying, and then there's tremendous love. There's nothing like ahavat chachamim. And we need to introduce that into us. In other words, we need to make the Torah the central piece of our lives. We have to. But tonight I believe that I'll show you why also more than that. But we need to understand that. You need to become, and by the way, this is going to affect, and you see it, the way our society is. Our society, we're not in harmony with one another. Our society is all torn into pieces. We say, it's all about the individual. But the individual himself is torn into 50,000 fragments. And that's why people get divorced. Because they're not harmonized. They're not synchronized like gear, like perfect gear together. If you make this perfect gear, you don't need anything. It's like a watch. If you take care of your watch and it's in perfect gear, in watches, you don't need to put grease inside. It's in harmony. It goes like this, perfect. Hardly touching each other, but moving each other. So that's why people have problems. That's why people get depressed. That's why people get divorced. That's why people do all these things, and then they do all the crazy things to feel they're alive, because internally they feel they're dead. So they need to do all these crazy things, all these crazy things to really feel they're alive. And that will be drugs and sex and rock and roll and everything else that comes along with it. I mean, it's really pathetic. If you think there's so many people that are getting divorced, right? So, for example, what do you call that site? Tinder. That site should be completely useless. Why? Because I just finished one relationship, I'm going to get into another one. But we're all fragmented. Internally, we don't know what we want. We don't know who we are. And there's no peace between countries and inside the countries. Every country is divided. Every country is divided. And then we are divided within, even in our own country, in the United States of America, right? We have this state, and then that state, and then this one against this one, and this one against the federal. And we're back into the world of the Civil War. And by the way, when you're talking about civil war, you should know there's nothing civil about war. It's very bad. And how can, again, we become like the Goyim if we are self-fragmented, and we inside of us as Jews, or Sfaradim, Ashkenazim, and this, and who cares? Doesn't make a difference. Look at the great people. How much kavod did the Ramah had to Maran Bet Yosef? Maran Bet Yosef had to the Ramah, and so on and so forth. Then he said, "Oh, you Ashkenazi, I don't listen to you. Or you Sfaradi, you go to the back of the bus." There's no such thing. Only weak people do that, and therefore we need to get our strength. Strength could become only when it's a solid piece, not a jigsaw of pieces put it together by glue that you make out of dough. We need to be solid. We need to be internally solid. So at this end of this year, look at what I just told you, and try to fix yourself to become, first of all, internally harmonized, and that would start with knowing what you want, what you really, really want. Today should be the day that you start doing what you really wanted to do. Not what your mommy wanted to do, or your daddy wanted to do, or your teacher and whatever wanted to do. What you want to do, what you like. And it's never too late to change your profession, to change your job, regardless of how much money and time and effort you invested into it. If your kishkis is to really make, goat cheese, but you go ahead and make it, regardless that you are a gastroenterologist or whatever you are. Go make goat cheese. If that makes you happy, it makes you happy. If, for example, you're married and your wife does not want you, she wants you to continue working, you gotta tell her, listen, there's not harmony between us anyway, maybe we should split. Oh, divorce, chas v'shalom. But you were never married to begin with, just officially. Internally, there's no harmony. You're living your life like two different satellites on some kind of a collision course. There's no difference between that and or just a crash bound to happen. It's going to happen. Eventually it's going to happen. Harmonize yourself. Know what you want. And therefore you can pick the woman or the husband that is going to be the same, that is going to allow you to be who you are. Because you don't expect anybody to allow you to be what you are if you don't allow yourself to do that. And I'm telling you this now because the year is not over yet. But you should start changing it now. So when the new year comes, you're already going to be on the path. The same thing, even though Rosh Hashanah is going to be when? Sunday night. But according to our Masoret, our tradition, the word was created not the word was not created on Aleph Bet Tishrei. The word was created in Chav Hei Be'elul, 5 days earlier. The beginning is when things are finished, they are harmonized. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu started in the structure of building the world 5 days before the world was created. Because when it's on the path, you can't fix it. You can't change the wheels of the car while it's on the road. Well, put all the stuff before it. Well, the same thing to you. Again, I'm very big on list because we tend to forget, we get together. Make a list of everything that you wanted to do. Make the list of things that make you happy. And I'm not talking about, watching Family Guy on YouTube for 5,716 times. If you look at those things, oh wow. And then you see that all the watches, all the views came from you. No, just forget it. Look at all the things that you really make you happy, something that you want. For example, how about a road trip? You want to be a professional road tripper, not to take trips, if a trip to Australia will make you happy, well, make it happen. Happy and happen sound the same or similar. If you don't make things happen, you won't be happy. So in order to be in harmony, and then of course to be in peace, the peace, what we call peace, will come only after we are harmonized. We are in harmony. Only then. And don't be afraid. And don't make decisions while you're afraid. Start doing it today. Today. Today is Thursday. Today. You have Thursday, you have Friday, you have Saturday, you have Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days. To make sure you come to Rosh Hashanah, you know what you're going to do this year. Have a good year, have a good Shabbat, and have a great trip in life.
Amen.